welcome everybody today. What is going to be a fun-filled podcast. Welcome to Nathan Groom's Ministries podcast, and have my wife Vic, Queen Victoria over here. I have Christina Eagle and Wyatt Knutson with us, the mystery man that everybody has been wanting to get to know since Christina had announced her engagement, and we are. Yeah, so we're gonna get to talk to the two of them. Let me mention this before we get started, because I thought about a radio program I recently did, and it was about to cause some confusion with the co-host. I was blessed. Gary Chapman, that wrote the 5 Love Languages, and Chris Fabry interviewed me for an hour on the book. So we'll go ahead and plug it, The Quest for Intimacy. And it's available at Amazon. And it's a book that I wrote because I want people to understand love in a different way, in a deeper way for the total person. And it deals with spiritual, emotional, and physical love. And I don't think that everybody talks about the totality of love very much. But in getting to know, I know Gary for about 20 years, but as we were getting ready for the radio program, and I'm emailing Chris and getting to know him, I start mentioning 2 different women, and it became very confusing. So let me just mention this up front. Vic and I, we've been married about 8 years. We both are widowed and lost our spouses some time ago and had these wonderful marriages. And so we still talk about my wife, Susie, and her husband, Jerry, quite often. So if I'm talking about 2 different wives, just know where that's coming from. Because I was really, he emailed me back and it's like, well, that clarifies a lot. I'm glad to know now who the 2 women are. All right, so we're going to talk about our friends.
Yes,
okay?
let's do.
We got to know Christina through The Voice.
Yep.
So this girl, out of all the tens of thousands that would have loved to have been on the show that season, this girl is top 10. Now, Wyatt's saying she's number 1. And yeah, so we're going to find out more about that. But in the beginning, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your story, because so many people got to know you at that time.
Yeah. The Voice was crazy. I mean, it was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever been on. I made so many new friends.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. It was really cool because I got to share, my story with the world, on national television about both of my parents dying in a car accident and my mom's parents taking me in. They raised me and,
And that was 2 different accidents.
Yeah, it was. It was 2 different accidents.
We were watching and sat on the couch and teared up and began to weep. Yeah. We didn't know you at that time. But your story
touched my heart.
And we just thought, what wonderful blessing to have the grandparents that you do, your
Amen.
Parents.
Yeah.
And how they just stepped right in. But you lost one about the time
2
of your
weeks
birth?
before I was born. Yeah. And then my mom, she died when I was almost 2 years old.
Oh, God bless.
In a car accident. They were both car accidents. Wow. So crazy.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I had asked you beforehand if we could just mention that, because the truth is, so many people that are watching, they're going through an issue, a problem, a heartache.
Similar situation.
But your family's faith had a lot to do with the way that you were raised and the way that you were able to rally.
Right. Oh, yeah. Faith, that's been a big, if not the biggest part of my life. And, we talk about, and I talk a lot about what happened with my parents and stuff. And I don't remember them, and I definitely don't remember my dad, but my parents remember her.
Yes.
My brothers remember her. So the grief that they went through and the faith that they had in God is like mind blowing. And the fact that they could raise me going through that. And teaching me that kind of faith, to still trusting God.
Right.
I see that in itself as a miracle.
Well, I do. I think it's a miracle, and I think it's part of the family blessing. To be able to have the support that you both have. So we got to know our dear brother here some weeks back. We went out to eat together, and we had 3 hours, and what? Could have had 3 more.
We could have closed the place.
We could have closed the place down.
Yeah.
I haven't closed the place down in a long time.
But
But we could
Hey,
have.
we can.
Wyatt was yawning.
Huh?
Wyatt was yawning.
He was yawning? Well, he was the only one working. He had to get up early the next
Yeah.
morning. All right. So Wyatt, I know that everybody wants to get to know you. We fell in love with you, brother. I am telling
right
you.
away.
The sincerity.
Me too.
Yes.
Yeah, the sincerity of your heart. And then in a moment, I want to tell a little bit about your background and your family as well. But then everybody's got to hear the story about when they met.
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, you both can tell that one. But a little bit about your background. Let me ask you this: did you see her on The Voice? Did you know who she was?
Honestly, I've never heard her name. The only show related to that I've ever paid attention to was America's Got Talent.
Okay.
It's the only ever show like that I've ever watched. Like,
All right.
growing up, we weren't big in the TV
Okay.
because my parents wanted us to be creative, so we'd go outside and we just stayed outside.
Oh wow.
So that's
Wonderful.
why I grew up doing like a lot of stuff on like farm tractors and mowing grass and cutting hay and stuff like that. Like that's what I grew up
And
doing.
hunting and
And
fishing,
hunting,
probably.
fishing,
and-
gardening, building stuff, like just living off the land kind of
Mhm.
deal.
Oh, I love
And,
it, man.
We work 6 days a week and go to church on Sunday. Like mom and dad kept us really protected from like the world. Like we weren't allowed to have like social media and like we didn't have the internet
Wow.
or
Okay.
nothing. So
Okay.
like we were just like self-efficient and really creative and stuff.
Mhm.
Well, I'll tell you the values that you learned though, because we've talked again for hours,
Mhm.
and the values that were instilled in your heart have a whole lot to do, I think, with why you're sitting here right now.
Absolutely.
Because I think both of them had
Yeah.
shared with us they both had a prayer
Mm-hmm.
about who they met,
Yes.
Mhm.
and that prayer was answered in each other.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't
Well,
take.
it's funny because we had a youth pastor. He's still there at the church I used to go to, but Pastor Keith Burkhart was the youth pastor at the time.
Uh-huh.
And when I entered into youth at 6th grade, I was about in eighth grade, I guess it was, and he did this series on praying for your spouse.
Oh, great.
And me and my brothers, we talk a lot about it, and me and my brothers and my buddies, we
Yeah.
had things, things that we wanted in a woman, but like, no matter what, God has somebody for you, and you'll love them exactly how they are.
Wow.
And so,
That's a
you
deep
know.
comment right there.
Yeah,
Because
it really
see,
is.
countless people
Absolutely.
are marrying someone and they spend years and years wanting to change them.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So you just made a foundational statement
Yep.
that I believe is extremely important
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
for any relationship. After we had the dinner and we talked, when we were going home and coming away, what was it that moved you so much about this couple?
Just their admiration for each other and the way that they complimented each other.
Yeah.
And you could just see the love in their eyes.
Oh.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
right.
sweet. Yeah.
Could you still see it when I was yawning?
Yeah, somewhat,
Yeah.
somewhat.
Yeah.
And then of course we talked a lot afterwards about the depth of their faith.
Oh,
and-
absolutely.
and the
Equally
value-
yoked.
Yeah, equally yoked,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to help them get off to a great start.
Absolutely.
And just the importance and the value of both of your families.
Mhm.
Okay, so you had prayed, you had been taught, you're looking for the right woman, the one
Exactly.
God's going to bring along. However, when you saw each other, eyes kind of lit up a little bit. All right, the story. So you had an invitation to come sing
Yep. At a rodeo.
at a rodeo.
Yeah, so my brother and I actually, we were both there singing, and little did I know this guy was signing up to ride a bull.
Do you ride bulls?
Used to.
Used to.
Used to.
I mean,
Yeah.
adrenaline junkie. I mean, you after that rush, or you? I mean, I'm not getting on the bull.
I don't know. I was in the summer. There ain't really no hunting season going on. So me and one of my brothers, we're kind of looking for a new hobby. So,
Riding bulls is a
Riding
good
bulls.
old hobby there.
There you go. All right, so
Shoo-wee.
you're singing.
Yes, so I was there, and we get done singing, and my mom and dad, so they come with me everywhere, and they sell my merch for me.
Yeah.
They help me sell merch.
Wonderful.
So I was actually at my merch table, and time had went on. The rodeo was over. People were walking through the building to get to their cars to leave.
Yeah.
And my little sister was actually pulling me a different direction. She's almost 10 years old, and she wanted to go buy one of those little croc things. You know, the croc things you can put in your shoes. And all of a sudden, somebody hollers at me, and they're like, "Wait, Christina, come here. Some people want to take some pictures with you." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So we go back in this area, and I'm taking a picture with this couple, and all of a sudden, I look over, and I see this man walking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like our eyes locked. Like, I mean, I can still see his eyes and the way he looked at me.
Ooh,
and
there
I
you
was
go.
like, he was walking, I was thinking, man, I hope he comes over here. And all of a sudden, I hear talking back and forth. And I'm like, I look at the people I'm taking a photo with, I said, do you know them? And they said, yeah, we know them.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I hope he comes over here. And so all of a sudden I look, and he's walking towards me.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh
All
my
right.
gosh, he's coming over here. And he goes, hi, I'm Wyatt, like introducing himself. And I was like, hi, I'm Christina. I'm like all confident because I'm like, this is a fine man right here. And then he just starts talking to me, and he says, yeah, I just got off of a bull out there. I said, you ride them things? You're crazy. And he said, yeah. He said, but I'll be honest with you, though. I got a good relationship with the Lord, and I just pray before I go up there. And I said, in my head, I was like, this is him. Like, I knew it.
Wow.
I just knew he was the one. Because I had been praying for a man that I knew had a relationship with God, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
I mean,
So
he just
important.
came right out and said it. And I'm like, that was easy enough. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
so-
Wyatt, I've heard countless pickup lines over the years. I've never heard that one, but that was rolling right out of your heart, wasn't it, bro?
And that's what she needed to hear.
What she needed to
I
hear.
needed it. Yeah.
And, you know, when we were talking over dinner that night, as I remember, you were just thinking, if we're not going to be able to have a relationship based in our faith in the Lord, there's really no use in the two of you getting to know each other or
Yeah, exactly.
going out. Was that your thought?
that was my thought.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, I come from I worked right out of high school. I didn't want to go to college. Like what I wanted to do,
Okay.
I did not need a college degree for.
Right.
So I went straight into the workforce, and like I'd never really had any experience really being out in the real world.
Okay.
So it was kind of like a first time for me. So I go to work for this big grading company up in Nebo, and I worked there for about a year. But I mean, it's just like the language up there and the atmosphere. It
Yeah.
was just like I was different,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Looking
because
for
like
something different.
everybody's partying at night after work and stuff like that. You
Right.
know, like me, honestly, you know, the few times that I got an invitation, I was just like, you know, I was raised not doing that.
Right.
And
Okay.
I know in my heart that that's wrong, and I can't make myself
Wow.
do something that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's kind of why I mentioned it to her, because like a lot of
Okay.
people now that you meet, you know, that's the lifestyle that they live.
That's right.
You know,
Yes.
I'm looking for someone that has the same boundaries as me.
Yes.
Like me, I've been taught that you wait till marriage before you do anything intimate. And so, like, a lot of people that I have met and talked to
Right.
have done it with other people, and I'm just like, well, the Bible says that God designed that for man and wife,
Wow.
not boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I wanted someone that I could yoke with and give myself to
Wow.
as a husband,
Yeah.
not a boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just where it was different for
Wow.
me. So that's why I mentioned it to her when I met her.
Right up front. And
Yeah.
it touched her heart.
Mhm.
It touched her soul.
Mhm.
And helped her to know right off, this is the guy that I've been praying for so long. And then beyond that, as I remember the story, besides that spiritual connection, didn't they tell us they both thought each other was smoking hot?
They
I
did.
mean, something like
They
that. I
did.
mean, you know, it's like, oh, my heart's racing.
Well, for the record, I just got off that bull.
You just gotten off the bull.
I come strutting through that building. I had about 3 of my shirt buttons unbuttoned, so she was not looking at my eyes. She was looking at other things.
I ain't gonna lie. I was like, wow, that's a nice sight.
Hey, that's a good-looking cowboy over there.
I know that's right. Woo.
But you still did not know about her background with the voice or
Nope.
any of that. All right.
He did it.
But
and
I was thinking to myself as I was walking up to her, like, God, I always pray when I meet someone, please give me the words to say.
Oh, how wonderful.
And so
yeah.
the last couple of people I talked to that same week prior to that, you know, I'd kind of just shot from the hip and said kind of what I wanted to say, but didn't really ask for the right words to say.
Right.
But then within the few words, when I asked God to give me the right words to say to her, that's just what came out.
That's what
was
came
on
out.
my heart.
That was perfect.
Wonderful.
So,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a God thing.
It really
was. A God
was.
thing. Yeah.
But with the whole voice thing too, it was funny because I was trying to figure out if he had a girl, which obviously he didn't, but how did that happen? My friend was there and she walks up with one of my magazines and she says, I think this was before like you asked me out. She handed him a magazine of mine and it was me on the front. And she was like, here, take a magazine. And he's like looking at it. And I said, yeah, I was going to ask if you wanted to buy a t-shirt for your girlfriend, like to see if he had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't have a girlfriend.
Testing the waters.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That was smart.
So, yeah. And then he asked me out and now we're here.
So were you on your first date before you really began to talk about this life-changing experience with the voice?
So I gave him a magazine, and I think because it talks about me being on The Voice in the magazine, he took that, and you went home and like read through it, right?
yeah, me and a buddy were hanging out, and we went to the gas station after that. But we went and hung out in an old shopping mall parking lot.
Yeah.
And started looking through the magazine, you know, and I'm just like, dang, she's popular. So we go home. I go home after the rodeo, and mom, and all of my siblings are in the kitchen, and I give her this magazine. I said, "Do you see this girl right here?" I said, I just got her number tonight.
There you go.
And so I pulled her up on The Voice. I looked her name up on The Voice,
Oh,
and like
yeah.
all these different videos start popping up.
Oh, we've watched them all.
And then, I mean,
Yeah.
and then my grandpa, whenever I told my grandpa about it, he got the name and like, he's like, within a day or so, he's like, I hope you know about this girl because I just went online and I know everything about her. I bet I can tell you. I bet I can tell you.
Everything was out there, didn't you?
He's like, I bet I can tell you more than you know about her already. I'm like, yeah.
Probably could.
He didn't even, he had no idea. He just had no idea, which I loved that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got to.
Yeah,
You've got to.
I really did.
That's what grandparents are supposed to do.
Yeah. But
Protect their
your
little grandchildren.
popularity, it soared. And again, you end up in the top 10. You were on team Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg, yep.
Yep. So he turned there at the end. We're waiting for 4 chairs to turn, but he
Yeah.
turned
Yeah.
and got you on the show. But then later on, you had 3 chairs turn and a save.
Yep. Wow. That was crazy.
It had to have been. So all 4 judges, remind everybody who the judges were.
It was Michael Bublé, Gwen Stefani, Reba McEntire, and Snoop Dogg.
So all 4 of them wanted you on their team, and you
Yeah.
had to make a choice again.
I did.
But then you went back to Snoop Dogg
Dogg,
on
yeah.
that, that decision as well. But for all 4 of them to make the comments they did, and then you sang one of Reba's songs to her,
Yep.
and you nailed it.
You
Thank
did.
you so much. Oh, I was
Sure
so
did.
nervous about that.
You couldn't tell it. You
Woo!
were just,
Because
Wow.
listen, that's a wordy song, and
Yeah.
I prayed hard. I'm like, I have got to memorize these words, like, because I knew the song, but when
Yeah.
when you have to sing it on
Yeah.
the voice, it's like
Yeah.
you're learning it in a different way. You're not just listening to it
Right,
anymore.
Yeah.
right.
So it was, but then, I went out there, and when I sang it on the show, I think that was the best I had ever sang it, including practices. Like that
Wonderful.
was,
It was
yeah.
good.
Well, you
yeah.
see, you look back and you see the emotion in Reva's face while
Oh,
you're
yes.
singing.
Yeah.
And she was just coming unglued, wasn't she?
She was,
was
yeah.
awesome.
She was
What
smiling
a
from ear
moment,
to
what a
ear.
moment that
Thank you.
was. So glad you had that opportunity. And
Thanks.
as we have talked about, I know your family has been, and we join with y'all in praying about your future.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And because
for
I
sure.
know you're marrying a hometown boy, and he loves the
Mhm.
family and the family land, and you love what you do. He's a hardworking young man. So you and your brother are getting out now, right?
Oh yeah, and we have been for a while. Daniel, my brother, he was in Nashville for about 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
I mean, working hard.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting married and moving back home, and he started singing out all over the place, and he inspired me to get out more than people realize. Like he
great.
really helped me out getting out of my comfort zone, out of my shell to like speak in front of people and get
Right.
better at it.
Mhm.
Right.
He really pushed me at that, and so he gets a lot of the credit for the help. So
Oh, that's great.
yeah,
That's
he's
great.
awesome though. He's very
Okay.
talented.
So
yeah.
when you're out now, it's the two of you and
And our band too. We have a band as well. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Were you at the show last night, Wyatt?
Yeah.
Cheering her on?
Phenomenal. Very phenomenal.
Oh, listen,
Right.
we had hoped
She
to
gets
be
up there
there.
and kills it every time.
She nails it, doesn't
Yeah.
she?
Mhm.
brings
I'm tickled every time I see her.
You have
That's
to be.
good.
You have
Very,
to be.
That's so
very-
wonderful.
I'm just proud. I'm just very proud of her.
Well, that's wonderful. You should.
I mean,
be.
and she's the one calling me fearless because I can get on a bull, and I'm sitting there thinking like, you're the one getting on TV
yeah.
in front of the world.
Yeah, many
Singing.
millions watching that show. Yes.
I ain't the one that's fearless. You're the one that gets up in front of people and
Yes.
sings and just, I don't know. You're yourself.
Well, like I say, we've watched. We watched the whole season.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Continue to vote, but we've gone back and
Wow.
watched so many of those YouTube clips, and your comfort. I mean, you commanded the stage. You
Yes.
went out and took it over,
Thank
and that's
you.
why all the judges. And on a couple of songs, she went out and you barely got started, and the whole crowd were on their feet
I
cheering.
know.
You know, it was
That was
powerful.
awesome. I'm not
Really
gonna lie.
powerful.
You
Well, it
know,
had
she
to be.
commands me too.
Well, see,
Here we
she's
go
telling
again.
us that's the main thing right there. You know, that's the main thing. All right, I'll tell you what. I want to kind of shift gears, and y'all have touched on some wonderful things out of your heart. Y'all were really laying the foundation for a tremendous love story.
Mhm.
Oh,
You really are. So in the reel that we posted a while ago, we're talking about how years ago I came into the office and some of my coworkers had fixed a sign and painted it up and had the Cupid and put Dr. Love on my office door.
I love it.
Yeah, so a lot of people began to, call me that and aggravate me about that. But here's the bottom line. The Lord changed my heart many years ago. Now, when Susie and I, like I say, Vic and I have been married about 8 years, but she and Jerry were married over 40 years.
Mhm.
And Susie and I were married over 42 years. But I can remember riding around a sports car, top down, with one of my buddies when I was probably 17. And for whatever reason, already talking about getting married. And I'll never forget looking at him and saying, when I get married, I want to learn how to get it right. I mean, that was in my heart then. Now, to be honest, when we got married, and I thought because we loved each other so much, that everything would just be fine. There wouldn't be any bumps in the road. Love's a many splendor thing, and love conquers all. But the reality is, like, you get married, and you may even be shocked after you get married and you roll over one morning to find out that beautiful thing or that good-looking guy has got morning breath. But I mean, reality sets in.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you just get in the car and it's like, well, let's go eat. And it's like, well, where do you want to go? It doesn't matter. Where do you want to go? No, you choose. And then you choose. It's like, well, I don't really want to go there. I don't know how many couples tell me they argue over that. Hey, so I'll just throw this out for what it's worth right now. I have told countless couples over the years, and this is what we began doing many years ago. I always want to honor my wife. Where do you want to go? But if she says, it doesn't matter, you choose. I'm going to name 2 places that I would hope that she would enjoy, and I think she would enjoy. You choose one of those. And if she says, it doesn't matter, you go where you want to, I'm going to make that call, and I'm going to go to that restaurant. And if she picks it out, then that's where we're going to go. And if I go to one and then she's thinking, I really didn't want to come here at all, next time she'll speak up and tell me,
Yeah,
baby?
that's right.
Yeah. All right. So getting back this whole thing about love and how the Lord changed my heart in marriage, I came to understand, and I don't think we were too many years into our marriage and our relationship. The Lord began to show me as I would read scriptures, and He begins to point things out of my heart. I began to understand that I was far more selfish than I thought I was. I really didn't. I mean, if somebody had asked me, are you a selfish young husband? I thought, no, crazy about that girl and, take care of her and all that. But I was. I was far more selfish. And I just think that nature, that old nature in us that the Lord's after, to bring that out of us. So I've also come to believe over the years that love, the word love, is probably the most misused word in the English language. I really think it is. Because we can talk about, I love bull riding, I love singing, I love sports cars, love the beach and going shelling all night long. Oh, we made some memories. We stayed out all night.
I love that.
Oh, listen, we have stayed out all night a couple of different times.
We have.
Oh, yeah. Take the chairs and dance down the beach and watch the sun come up.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta do
Beautiful.
that.
yeah, so we're going
Yeah.
to do that sort of thing before we get old because, when you get older, you don't want to do things like that. So, but John 3:16, that passage that so many of us know of how, God sent His Son, that speaks of agape love. And so in the English language, we say love. I love to go out to eat. I love. And then I love God. And I love my wife. The New Testament has some different words for love. So that word that is agape is a unselfish love. It's a love that, like you were talking about earlier, brother, I'm going to love you the way that you are instead of spending my whole life trying to change you into being who I want you to be. See, God loves you just the way that you are. We don't have to change and make up some story before we come to the Lord. And I hope that everybody watching knows that. Come to the Lord just the way that you are. Yeah. He loves us with all of our failures, all the disappointments, the times we've missed Him, our shortcomings. He loves you just the way you are. So John 3:16, and then 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is known by many as the love chapter. And I'm just going to touch on it real quickly because time's going to be up here in just a moment. And we'll talk about this maybe more on the next podcast because we're going to do another one.
Oh, yeah.
But love is very patient and kind, never jealous or envious, never boastful or proud, never haughty or selfish or rude. So that kind of begins in one translation about the love of God. And I'll tell you what, because of our time, I want to spend more time on that when we get back. So let me just leave this thought, and this comes from Ephesians chapter 5, one of my favorite books in the Bible.
Love it.
And it says, watch what God does, and then you do it, like children who learn proper behavior from their parents. Mostly what God does is love you. Keep company with Him and learn a life of love.
Right.
So people can learn how to love like He does
Yes.
if they're willing to.
Yes.
to give him, our heart. Keep company with him. Learn that life of love. Observe how Christ loved us.
Mm.
And his love was not cautious, but extravagant.
Yes.
So see, this is the way that I'm trying to teach couples to love each other. It's the way I want the two of you to love one another, and I know you will. And that's the way we love one another. And that's why after 8 years, we're still on the honeymoon. So,
Love it.
hey, yeah, so you make the call on whether or not you want to end that real quick or not. Pray you don't. But he didn't love in order to get something from us, but to give everything of himself to us.
Amen.
That is the gospel.
That's
and that
right.
is the good news.
That's good.
And that's why I am so excited about the power of God's love.
Yes.
It transforms us and helps us to begin to love our spouse, others, more than we love ourselves.
Yes.
Hey,
Amen.
I've had fun.
Me too.
know.
It's been
This
good.
is
So you're going to
good.
come back and we're going to do it again.
I will be back.
Yay.
Everybody's
back.
glad to finally know who the mystery man is.
Yay.
Hey, and I've got to tell you this. The first couple of people that we showed his picture, he looks like a movie star.
He
He's a
does.
movie star.
He does.
How many people, at least 2 or 3, told us it's like, he looks like Magnum PI from years back.
You
Yeah.
get the Tom Selleck comment.
You get
He
the little
does.
Tom Selleck.
That's the first
All
thing
the
I
time.
Hey,
thought.
you're rocking it, brother. You're rocking it.
Especially
Thank
with
you
that-
so much for being with us. We look forward to being back with you again. Thank you, Vic. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
It's
for
been
having
great.
us.